DayatraAmber, coming to you from the Purple Couch. And today I have a special guest, and we're going to be talking about women's health, amongst other things, because I know how we do. We end up going on tangents. So I'm going to introduce you to my special guest, this sister. Let me just say she is fantabulous. She is a mother. She is a spiritualist. She is an entrepreneur. She is a beauty guru. This lady I've known only for a few years, but we definitely connect on a ethereal level. Audience, welcome Ashley. Ashley, big ups. Welcome to the Purple Couch.
Hey, everybody.
And might I say, well, you go ahead and do your own introduction, because I like for people to have an opportunity to introduce themselves and what they want the people to know and where you're coming from, so the folks know.
Okay, well, so you kind of hit most of it on the head. So yeah, definitely I'm an entrepreneur, just trying to really dig deep into my own spirituality and share that with, like-minded individuals. I am all about, the health of the female body, mind, body, and spirit, really. So a lot about me will it'll entail, like, dealing with crystals and, meditating and herbs, all of those things. That's my world. So and the more that I learn, the more I want to just share with people. So I mean, it's not one of those things where I think I know it all. I'm learning and I'm sharing. That's what space I'm in right now.
Ashe, Ashe. Teaching and learning. That's what it's all about. If we stop doing either one, we might as well be dead.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
It is what it is.
Ashe, Ashe. Well, I want to let the people know also that I really appreciate your help. I don't know, was that about a week or so ago when I've been going through a medical issue with my daughter, and I reached out on social media to get some information on endometriosis, because that was something that the medical staff that we were seeing was telling us that it might be. And Ashley reached out. She let me know. She shared her story with me. And it ended up not being endometriosis because she had the surgery to find out. However, I want to really thank you and commend you for reaching out, because a lot of people just let stuff go by and don't really take, like, hey, that happened to me, let me reach out like that. I appreciate that, because it was helpful, even though that was not what she ended up with. It was still very helpful, number one, to have that moral support and having somebody to talk to that has been through this type of pain. And secondly, even the advice you gave, about the CBD ointment and stuff like that, and just looking at herbs and digging into some natural ways of healing, it just opened up another sort of realm of, like, okay, this is what we need to be doing for our children and our community, having these things available to us.
Yeah.
So,
And I think it's about changing the narrative of keeping everything to yourself. I know we come from generations, maybe even when our parents didn't discuss everything that went on with their bodies with us, right? And so now we're figuring it out. And that's why I always say, I'm all about sharing information. What you don't know, right? And when it comes to things like endometriosis, it's one of those things that when you get diagnosed, you questioning, like, what? How you pronounce that? What is that? How did I get that? How does this work? And so I'm always, if I see anybody, ask, and it was so divine timing, because I hadn't even been on Facebook like that, Dayatra, and I had just picked up my phone, logged on, and boom, there was your post. And I was like, okay, what's up? So I believe in that whole divine timing type of thing. And even if that experience was just for us to have this conversation so that, your listeners can, we can reach somebody in that way, mission accomplished.
Absolutely. What it really lifted up, this whole experience lifted up for me, is how many women suffer in silence. Because it's not just endometriosis, it could be a number of things. anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
depression,
Mm-hmm.
right? Big on the list
Yeah.
for Black women, especially. And we suffer, and the people around us don't even know. Even for my daughter, you know, even family members, your stomach hurt. Yeah, well, everybody's stomach hurts sometimes,
Right.
which that's not, shouldn't be. Stomach shouldn't be hurting, but we've
Right.
accepted that, right? Your stomach gonna hurt
Right.
sometimes. Go lay down, go sit on the toilet, drink some water, get some Pepto Bismol,
Drink some ginger ale.
drink some
Black
ginger
people think
ale,
ginger ale
right?
cure
Eat a
everything.
prune, which are good,
Yeah.
but when you suffer like that and that pain is so intense and people don't know unless they right there with you, hearing you suffer through that pain, it's like childbirth. If you just brought a baby home, nobody, if people wasn't seeing it on screen or experiencing it themselves, they would have no idea how intense that process is.
Yeah.
Or how debilitating it is. Even when we
Right.
get into like the mental health issues, and I'm connecting it because of the invisibility. People don't see it. If you can get dressed and get yourself together, people don't see it.
Right.
You gotta be, fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I think something wrong with her.
Right.
Right? It gotta show, But if it don't show and you're able to get it together every day, at least to the point of looking decent,
Right.
taking care of your hygiene and stuff like that, people like, okay, but you look good to me. And that's
They
a
don't know.
hurtful feeling. I think that's probably, that's just that emotional wound, because I
Mm-hmm.
felt her go through it vicariously,
Yeah.
Until folks actually, actually saw her go through it or heard her. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
Everybody said the same thing. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. You don't know. I think the biggest challenge for us as women, I mean, mainly Black women, I'm speaking from there because I'm a Black woman, is that we have
Okay.
to start taking charge and control over our bodies, right? What I've learned about endometriosis is that it is all hormonal. It's hormonal. So you have to figure out, okay, what is throwing my body off balance? Me personally, what they want to, how they treat that is usually with birth control, which is hormone therapy, right? Or they have other medications that are considered hormone therapy. Everything is hormonal, but you can balance your own hormones. So just as an adult woman, the things that work for me, where I don't have the episodes, those pain episodes are like the worst. And I've birthed 4 children, and I'm telling you, that pain will break you down to your knees. But taking probiotics for me, that helps regulate my entire pH. I do a lot of steaming. I drink herbal teas, and
Now, when you
if I
say steaming, what do you
like
mean?
yoni steaming,
Okay,
vaginal
got
steaming
you.
with,
Got
with
you.
the herbs. So you
Mhm.
can research the different herbs that you can blend together yourself. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable blending them, you can find someone who, does that. And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, it has made a difference in, you know, the quality of my life when it comes to dealing with the
Mhm.
endometriosis.
Got it. Got it. I definitely saw a website, and I don't even remember the name of it. My sister sent me a link um where they had yoni steam blends
Mm-hmm.
for specific issues.
Yeah.
Endometriosis was one of them. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what was in it, and I don't even know if they listed it or if you could just call them and ask them. But yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of those things pop up, and I'm happy to see Black women taking advantage. And I like the way you put that. We have to take charge of our bodies, like Queen Afua, heal thyself. Like
Yes.
we can heal ourselves. I've been having a delicious time with sea moss like lately,
I know, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I'm putting it on, I'm putting it in.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? And there's so many things that we're used to that's killing us, making
Absolutely.
us sick, debilitating us. And so that's our big challenge. What I'm seeing is reprogramming. This is on every front. So we Black women, so we talking about Black women's health right now, but we also are mothers. So we talking
Yeah.
about motherhood, education, societal issues that our children got to go through, stuff we got to go through. We're workers, we wear a lot of hats, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we have a lot of fronts that we got to deal with, but all of them, it's time to like renegotiate terms of engagement. How am I going to engage with my body?
Yeah.
That's something I've been working on too. And I want to encourage folks to think about, your daily routine and what we do every day, because
Yes.
those things inform how we manage trauma, whether it's a health trauma or emotional trauma
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. It keeps us strong, right? Keeps our immune system strong. Doing those things that we know are healthy, like drinking water when we first wake up. Stretching, doing a sun salute or something in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Getting our meditation in, eating the right foods, which
Right.
you damn near need a degree to do right now.
Man.
And I've been studying nutrition for a long time. For a long time. And it's so interesting how things change from, well, first of all, we got to know the medical field is not here to heal us.
Right.
They're here to treat us.
Exactly. And they practicing doing that. They don't have all the answers.
No, none of us do. We better off going in. Really, really. I mean, we want to use the wisdom of those around us if it's true wisdom.
Right.
But we also have to allow ourselves to take that charge.
Yeah.
Right? To take
On a
that
very
charge.
deep level, and trust yourself. That's the main thing.
Right, because
Trust
we think we
yourself.
ain't nobody. Who am I to be in charge of my body? You're so
Right.
used to somebody else being in charge of your body,
Right.
especially women.
Listen to your own body.
Huh?
But that one right there, listening to your own body, that, like you said earlier, it takes a process of unlearning, right? We're as a collective are in the process of unlearning all of this useless stuff that was taught to us, right?
Right,
And getting back to our own spiritual selves. Like, once you connect with yourself on that level, can't nobody tell you about you.
right, right. And so we know that the powers that be that want to control us, we have to go through, over, under, side, whatever we got to do to get that information because it's not readily available.
It's not. And another interesting, I know we were talking about endometriosis, but I'm kind of getting pulled to just bring up another topic that's really dear to my heart, because I know you mentioned about depression. You know, back in 2018, when we lost our baby, I learned that, they send you out into the world after such a traumatic experience with no ammo on how to even deal with that. And what I mean by ammo is there's no resources, there's nobody for you to talk to. Like, and this happens to Black women more than any other race, right? This is a fact. I've done so much research on it, it's mind-blowing. You go into a hospital with a baby, you come out without a baby, and they just, hey, you on your own, you got to fend for yourself.
They might send you that bill though.
Oh yeah, they're gonna send you that.
They ain't gonna
Oh yeah,
forget that bill.
that's happening. But I think it's important that, we got to come together as a community to see this as a problem, because that's how postpartum depression sets in, and that's how it can spill into a deeper depression. You know what I'm saying? that is something that, more awareness needs to be brought to, because you in the hospital, one, they not treating you the same as other women when it comes to pain management. That's something else that needs to
That's
be
a thing.
highlighted, right? And then they're not giving you the educational tools that you need to deal with such a traumatic experience. It's just not happening. You got to go find out your own information. And what if you're not in a position mentally or emotionally to do that? Or if you don't have a support system that can help you do that, you just
It's
left
like
out of here.
we have to create the Black community. When we look
Yeah.
around, there's no Black hospital. You
No.
might have a Black owned clinic. We do have one, a community clinic
Mm-hmm.
that is run by a Black woman. However, it's medical.
Right.
It's not holistic.
Right.
And when I talk about holistic, it's not rejecting entirely the medical just for the sake of it. I can
Right.
appreciate empirical research, trust.
Right.
However, there has to be a balance. We
That's
have
the thing.
to take everything into account in order to balance.
Yeah.
So we have to create those, who do you call? Who do you call? Where's the witch doctor? Where's
Yeah.
the counselor? Where's those supports? Like in the schools, they have the student support team,
Yeah.
right? For when the kids need extra help or when something goes wrong, whatever. So it's just like having our own, ambulance, having our own, places of healing
Yeah.
where we can get everything, but just from each other, because this is where I think we're Black people, where we really need healing, because we have got to a point where we don't even trust our own self.
Right. Yeah.
So we have a hard time trusting other Black people.
Right.
We look at the Black one and we look at the white one and go, we pick the white doll.
That's mental conditioning
It
that you're
is.
reacting off of.
So that white inferiority complex that we've been having to deal with our whole lives and for generations, that shit got on us too. So
Yeah.
not only do they think they superior, we do too.
Come on now.
That's why we have all this light skin, dark skin shit going.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not in
Crazy.
no fields and shit no more. But why we still doing this?
Right.
Because
It's
we
crazy.
still believe it.
Yep.
And once you plant that poison in the mind, you can let it go. Let it free. Let it see what it do. It's gonna run right back up in that cage. Right? That's how it works. So I love what you said. Unlearn the shit. And then we gotta have some trusted teachers. I love the old adage of when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
I like that.
And that's I believe in that, because once you really want to know, you find out.
Oh yeah, you do.
You find out. So the question I think for folks to be asking themselves is, what do you want to know?
Right.
What do you need? How do you need to heal? Personally and collectively, because we don't live in a vacuum. Like I spend a lot of time doing self-work.
Yeah.
But we don't live in a vacuum. So we looking at ourselves, and then we looking at our children, the people close to us, our family, and the community, because we live in all those realms.
Yeah.
We're still in a transitional phase though. So like with the whole cannabis thing, with the medicine, that's complicated, because you got the federal government still saying it's illegal and states saying that it's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's a clear case of a so-called drug being classified wrong in the first fucking place.
Right.
That
but
was
it's natural,
not
though.
Anybody got any common fucking sense could see that was some bullshit.
Exactly.
It's so obvious. Like, you can't tell me y'all motherfuckers is that stupid. I know the average person. Sometimes I have to remind myself the average person is not that smart that can just go along with shit.
Because ignorance is bliss. They would rather not think about it. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, especially if it don't affect you in a negative way.
Come on now.
If your ignorance keep you comfortable, but for Black people, your ignorance got you uncomfortable. We know
That's the
something
thing.
wrong. We know we're not getting the right education. Even those of us who never go to college could sit here and tell you that they lying. They
Right.
might not know what the story is.
But they know it don't sound right.
They know it don't sound right. We got intuition. We know that shit. We know when
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't love us.
Come on. That's real.
But what we
And
gonna do?
that's the thing. People have got to start really connecting. We have got to, as a people, start really connecting with ourselves. I'm telling you, our higher selves that go above this world. That's what you have to connect with. And then start to trust yourself.
I think once you do start that meditation and that communion with your higher self, it actually provides the confidence in your intuition. Cause you
Yeah.
know y'all was just talking.
Come on now. You
Right?
know what you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know we was just talking about this. So I know I'm supposed to go this way.
Right.
That's how
Right.
you know when people say, I heard a word, I got a word from the Lord.
Uh-huh.
However you put it, you know what I'm
However
saying?
you put it. Exactly.
But you ain't getting no words from the Lord when you don't talk to the Lord.
Come on now.
So digging into our spirituality is a must. It's not like, I think we've been taught in a societal level, like it's optional, that whole separation of church and
Yeah.
state, which church don't mean spirituality. So that's
Come on now. Check. It
right.
don't. It don't. So it's a lot of unlearning that's taking place. That's the thing. It's a lot of unlearning and relearning ourselves, and it's important. And you know what? I have a lot of people come to me and they'll say, as you talk about meditation all the time, what am I supposed to do? How do I do it? And you know what? I always say, just sit there, just get somewhere in a quiet space and sit there and listen. Let God speak to you.
It's
It's
not that complicated. People think they need equipment or know how to fold their legs a certain way.
no.
And what I like to tell people, just to meet them where they're at, even for
Mm-hmm.
myself sometimes, you can do an activity in a meditative state,
Come on now.
like washing dishes, something sort of mundane. You do it all the time. Folding clothes. It's just a
Cooking.
certain piece
Yeah.
that's intentional that you tap into.
Yeah.
And you can do, you can paint, you can draw, you
Yeah.
can sing, play an instrument, whatever it is. Because sometimes some people can't not be doing something.
Right.
So then that kind of makes them feel disconnected from the idea of meditation. But I think it has to do with your mind state more than your body. Now, of course, the more
Absolutely.
that you don't move, you can tune in better. But it's when you're doing those movements that come automatic, like
Yeah.
crocheting or some shit. You just do it. Braiding hair,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I
But
like that. I like that. I'm probably going to start using that too, because I think that is a big issue for people when it comes to meditating. Like, I don't know how to just sit still and do that, but I do it. Like you said, I can be in a meditative state doing those things that you mentioned, doing laundry, washing dishes, cooking, and my
yeah,
mind just
yeah.
kind of will just be in this still place. So
Mm-hmm.
it just takes practice, and you have to be intentional, I think.
You have to be intentional. And I think a good kickoff for me, I've been using lately, grateful.
Oh yeah.
Just be grateful. Say you grateful and then think about what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
It humbles you.
It
It
really
humbles
does.
you. And it makes it hard to have an attitude. It makes it hard to, snap at somebody or express some negative emotion that you also might be experiencing.
Right.
Because we don't all, people see me, the babies call me peace and love because I'm always
Mhm.
peace and love, peace and love,
Yeah.
peace and love. I ain't all peace and love now.
Come
You
on
know what I'm
now.
saying? Like a lot of times I won't engage if I'm not so peace and love. But the people that live with me, see when I'm not peace and love. But
Yeah. But
even
that's
in
balance
saying it,
too. That's
huh?
balance too. But that's balance
Yeah,
too,
balance.
because
Yeah, yeah.
you're not gonna be floating on clouds and rainbows all the time, right? Because part of your spiritual journey is you addressing your shadow self, which we can talk about that a little deeper too. But that when you go through your spiritual journey, this shit ain't always pretty. It get
Okay.
ugly sometimes.
Listen,
It
I
get
think that
ugly.
might be why, you know how, I don't know about you, but I know that you do a lot of stuff in the beauty field. And I know you know how to get your beauty on. You does that. Everybody, yes, a gift. Everybody don't know how to do that, right? And so I noticed that it's real important to me to have it together when I engage with other people. I like to have it together.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better, even if
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere. I want to feel beautiful, right?
Yes.
And so I thought about that, and I was like, and it's funny because some people think you're always good if you look good,
Come on
right?
now. Yeah.
And it's like it's almost more of an effort because you don't feel so
Exactly.
good, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So it's so interesting, even with the enthusiasm, because I'll do that too. Especially in workspaces. Now I work at home, but when I used to work in the office with other people, I was always the one like, let's pick up this pace. Like I don't like dull or boring
Yeah.
rooms. Like I'm telling jokes, we laughing, something.
Yeah.
And people are like, why you got so much energy or what? I'm like, man, actually, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be bored. It's like, this is so boring. Like, it's gonna kill
Yeah.
me. Like, I got other stuff make me sad. I want to come to work and have fun.
Right.
I just noticed that we do compensate for the things that we struggle with. We
This
don't
is true.
always see that in each other because we just see the outside and make a judgment based on that. But if we dig a little deeper, it's like, yeah, she probably do all that because she really don't even feel that good. Let me, because we'll reach out to sis when she's obviously looking bad or does something out of the norm that we'll say, oh, let me reach out to her.
Yeah.
But when people pop in, sometimes we be like, oh, she good.
Oh yeah, that's all the time. People see that because they're going off just what they see.
That's what
Most
you
people
see,
don't.
right?
Yeah, most people don't have that intuitive, empathetic nature to see through all of that. I know for me, I am definitely like that. I'm not gonna say that every time I, put time into myself, I feel like crap. But I will say that even on the days that I do feel like crap, I might do a little, go a little extra mile just to help myself feel better.
Right.
Turn my bathroom routine into a whole like I'm telling you,
Do your
personal self-care.
facial, do
Man,
your
what?
whole thing. Like, I need
Yes.
this.
I
Yeah.
do all of that for me, and to do what? To walk around the house and feel good about myself because we ain't going nowhere, but still.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's kind of crazy right now, but
All right. But it's still
well, I
important.
want you to let the people know all what you do. I want you to tell them where they can go to get some of those crystals and stuff and some information about Studio 11.
Yeah, so my online store is called Studio 11 Online. You can go to studio11online.com, and I do have candles, crystals, sage, Palo Santo, and right now, since Valentine's Day is coming up, for those who partake in the Love Day, whatever you want to call it, I have a little Valentine's Day box. Let me tell you about this box real quick. This is a game changer. If you're trying to add a little spice between you and your significant other, you need this box. And with things being a little different this year, everybody not going out. I think is about creating that intimate space between you and whoever you choose or whatever, and going a little bit deeper with each other. So in the box, I've created this body oil, and you got the rose sage, and you got a rose quartz crystal that comes with the box. little lip gloss. It's a lot of little things in there. It's like a little care package for celebrating love. And guess what? Even if you don't have anybody to share with, you can love on yourself.
I love the love on myself.
Just saying, you can love on yourself. That's where it starts.
That is where it starts. Let me lift that up.
Yes.
Studio 11, is it on? You said it's online?
Yeah, Studio 11 online, or you can search Facebook or Instagram for Studio 11. And yeah, man, I got all the goodies on there.
We have to lift up taking care of yourself. A lot of times we get a little down and out, especially those of us who are single, right? And, you know, if some man or woman not loving on you in the moment, we get a little,
yeah,
nobody love me, you know, but you love you.
I was just going to say, yeah, you love
take
you.
Take care of yourself. Put your oil on yourself.
Yes.
Put on something nice. Do you eat a snack and be good? Watch something educational or that make you feel good, whatever. I like educational shit, but maybe somebody else might want to watch something else. I'll be then watch me one of them, either the butterflies or the birds. I like them. What's them birds that hover?
The hummingbird? No,
hummingbirds, the little lightweight. They just hover. They're the only birds that hover. I love them little motherfuckers. I watch them. They pretty, different colors.
Yeah.
On the big screen, it's beautiful. We in nature.
But see, you know what's so important about that? That's where our power lie as women. What makes you feel good? That potent, positive energy that you cultivate when you're in those spaces that make you feel good, that's where your power at. That's where you can manifest. That's the space you need to be in to make your work do what it do.
Do what it do, baby. I'm into it. I'm into it. I love having you on the show today.
Thank you.
Everybody, please check out Studio 11. My girl Ashley. We got so much more to talk about. But we're going to come to a close today for today's episode of the Purple Couch. Women's health. It's important. We need to lift that up. And more conversations in the future. So look for part 2. We're going to do a whole series on women's health because that's what's needed right now. Ashe.
Ashe.